Ready, let's go.
We spent years in gymnastics being told exactly what discipline looks like. Today we're talking to someone who built his own version of it from scratch. And what he said genuinely shifted something for us. Welcome to the Alova's Chat podcast.
Hello, munchkins. We're here in the Alova's Chat with Yasin and, of course, special guests like Nessa and Arena.
That will do.
Let's do it. Is that good? I was forced to do this, by the way, but I wanted to at the same time. So it's okay.
Okay, so you weren't forced.
No, I'm kidding. I wasn't forced. Yeah, but that part. Anyways, let's go.
Also, side note,
Yes.
you're gonna have to hold the mic a little closer.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because it picks up from like 10 centimeters.
Alright, let me just clip it on there.
Yeah, that might be easier.
That'll be better. Alright, cool.
You gonna rate the drinks? Oh, yeah.
8 out of 10.
Are we not gonna say what it is?
Neutonic.
It's Neutonic productivity drink.
Tropical ice flavor.
0 sugar. Fueling our focus. Clearly doing so well. Rate it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10, 100%. I like this a lot.
I'd rate it a 6 out of 10.
Would you rate it again?
7. You have to say it like that.
I'm sending it to your gymnastics kids.
They probably watch it anyway. Okay, shall we start? We should start. How did you first get into calisthenics?
How did I first get into it? I started when I was young, just like trying stuff in your room, I was super skinny. So I actually started with the gym and I hated it. I was super anxious. Like I could not go to the gym myself. I would only go with my friend.
Yeah.
I was skinny and I just didn't want to go basically for the longest time. So I started doing push-ups in my room. I made progress in the gym, but when I started doing Cali, I bought a pull-up bar, right? Yeah. And when I tell you the definition I saw on my back in like a month, I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. This is crazy.
After pull-ups? Just
pull-ups, yeah. That's what I really got good at. I was just doing pull-ups. Like I tried the skills and everything, but I gave up really quickly. I was like, this is impossible. But yeah, it was mainly just like pull-ups, push-ups, just the basic stuff that I focused on.
Yeah. So it started.
That's how it started.
Started in his room.
In my room. Yeah.
What do you think drew you to calisthenics more so than traditional gym training? Is there like anything specific?
The two things would be, one, like gym just felt so lonely. I'll be real. Like I just was going all the time. I always wanted to speak to people, but I was so like socially anxious. I just never would. And when people would speak to me, it would actually just make my day.
Yeah.
So it's actually so sad, but like it's true. That was a big part of it. Is just it being lonely, and also just like training just got boring after a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Was it then not being like not knowing what you were doing at the gym? Like what part of it was lonely?
So initially I didn't know what I was doing, but then I figured it out eventually because I would watch all the videos online. Like all I watched back in the day was like fitness influencers. I still do that. Every single one. No, I still do as well. Like the whole lifestyle thing and just like fitness. So I learned a lot along the way and I had people around me to teach me. But like if I didn't go with my friends, I just felt isolated. Right. And when I moved to this country, because I moved to Dubai or Abu Dhabi when I was 12, right? And then I came back when I was 18 for uni. And then I would just go gym here myself. Right. And I would just feel like just so isolated, like in the gym. So that was a big part of it. And yeah, it was mainly that, to be honest.
When you first discovered calisthenics,
yeah,
and realized that that's kind of something you wanted to pursue, what were your trainings looking like?
Okay, so before Cali, I was just spamming push days. Like it was just push, because I had a chest deformity, right? I was super insecure. Like my chest like sticks out like this, right? It's called pectus carinatum. Because of that, all I wanted to do was fix that. But then I was scared to even work out because I would get under a bench press, and it would look really weird because you could see it. So that's what it was initially. I would do like push 3-4 times a week. I would absolutely not do legs, and yeah, and then pull days like maybe once a week. So that's what it was initially. And then when I got into Cali, it was like more so full body, right? Like I was doing everything. And because I started properly in university, I would just go to the sessions and just like whatever they were doing, I would do basically.
The Cali sessions?
Yeah, okay. In Brunel.
Yeah.
So that's how we got started.
How was the community in Brunel like?
You know what? Brunel was really fun. Brunel was really fun. Like everyone was just so like nice and like caring and just like thoughtful. Like even though there's people that are like way stronger than you, like normally like in the gym I would get intimidated by those guys. But over here, like initially I was just like first thought, but then you actually speak to them, get to know them, and it's like everyone is just like super chill and super nice. So yeah.
Do you feel like that played a massive part in where you are now with calisthenics, or
100%.
would you say it's more like intrinsic?
It's a mix of both, but I don't think I would have gotten to where I am now if it wasn't for that. Because that was the feeling that I was like craving the entire time, like going to the gym, not seeing anyone, not speaking to anyone, and then finding my home basically, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I understand that. I think that was like similar for me, because at the gym you always see people and you kind of want to go talk to them if they're like, even if they're doing calisthenics there. Like there were some people at our gym doing calisthenics, and like every time I'd want to try and I want to go talk to them, but it's so intimidating. So I feel like when you're put in an environment in like a calisthenics society or whatever, you just feel like you meet your people, and it's quite nice.
Also, that barrier of like talking to people.
Yeah, it's way less intimidating to actually start a conversation because you're in an environment where it's like a society, like you're there to socialize and train together.
It's more of a conversation starter as well, right? Like if you see someone doing a handstand, it's like, how did you do that? But if you see someone like benching a few plates, you're just like, what are you gonna ask?
Yeah, like, teach me how to do that.
Everyone knows how to bench. It's like, yeah, you're on roids. Not natural. You just get slapped in the face.
Yeah. So was there a specific moment after you started like going to these sessions that you thought, oh, like, I'm gonna take this seriously, like, or is it just over time?
There were definitely a few moments. So like joining the society was one. It's like, okay, there's people doing this, like this is cool, right? And then there was always levels to that, because it's like when I would set a goal, I would just like try so hard to get it. But then I never took it serious until, do you guys remember Coliseum? Do you know Coliseum?
I wasn't like, that must have been before I joined the Calisthenics.
Oh my god. Okay, Coliseum was like the first like competition sort of like community, right?
You know what? Oh, I've heard of it. Was it at Brunel or?
So one of them was at Brunel.
Yeah.
It was run by Pez. I don't know if you remember Pez. Anyways, it was like Dippo as well later.
Year.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, she did, and I tagged along.
He joined in. But yeah, so he organized a competition, and in my life I would never sign up to anything. Like I was so like scared to sign up to anything. But everyone was doing it, so I saw it as like, it's like casual, you know, it's not like super competitive and all of this sort of stuff. So I signed up, and that was the day where we were in Gym Box Farringdon, and like just the setup was so cool and everything, the environment, and there was just hella people, like so many fucking people, just doing like the craziest shit, right? Like front levers everywhere, back levers, planches, 2 fingers, like all of this shit. Adam like with this Bosu bullshit, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And it was literally like in real time, like all my like limiting beliefs or everything that I thought was impossible, I was like, holy shit, like this is fucking cool. Like I want to do this. I want to like become like these people that are like here in front of me. And it was end of 2021. So it was New Year's 2022 where I was like, okay, let me lock in. Let me actually like try learn something. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to get a handstand. And I was just like every day just spamming handstands.
I was literally going to ask what your first goal in calisthenics was. Was it a handstand?
Yeah, it's because I already had the strength. Because I was going to gym before, and I could do dips, and like I've tried handstands before. I was already like kicking up and just like walking around, so just learning the balance. So that was the one thing I was like, okay, wait, it's like the first thing you should learn in Cali as well, right? So
how did it feel when you got your first one? Do you remember it?
So
or, like, your first-ish ones.
It's a weird one because like I always had it, like kind of with everything. Like when I started, I had a good foundation, so I could. The first time I tried a muscle up, I could get it, but it was just a really shitty one. Like very chicken wing, like a lot, very bad chicken wing. Handstands I could kick up, but I would never like hold it. I was the guy who was just like walking around everywhere. I would just walk like towards the exit of the door. Everyone's like, "Where's this guy going?" But then I remember it was in Pure Gym near my house. Like when I started to like get the holds and everything, I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is sick."
And were you consistent straight away, or did it take time?
The consistency.
Yeah.
I was obsessed. I was
Yeah.
obsessed when I.
You know, I feel like a lot of people in Cali are.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
But I know people, like, a lot of people, when you talk about starting the gym, they're like, oh, consistency is really important. Obviously it is. But I think a lot of people who start Cali are just so, like, invested in it that that's how they stay consistent. I don't know.
No, it's true, because in the gym, right, like when I started gym, I just wanted to look better, right, or like get stronger. But with Cali, it's like a very set goal. It's like I want to learn like a handstand, or I want to learn a muscle up. So it's like the goal is very clear, and like you know what you're trying to get, and you know it's possible because everyone is doing it, right? So I think it just pushes you like even more.
Yeah.
What were your first skills?
Mine was a handstand too.
Handstand too.
And like I had the foundation from gymnastics, but I mean we didn't do handstands in gymnastics because it was rhythmic. But like I had the body awareness enough for me not to be scared to like kick up. But mine was a handstand too, and it was because I saw people in pure gym doing like handstands. I was like, oh, I'll just give this a try. And yeah, and then I just started getting consistent holds. And similar to you, I was just like, oh, like this is possible. This is cool. Yeah.
Okay. Erin, have you got your handstand yet?
I guess as witness to this, for some reason, I've unlocked it over the past month. Like,
oh, is it?
Yeah, I've unlocked it.
Oh, nice.
I'm calling it a candlelight one.
Candlelight? Is that me?
I'm gonna.
It's a straight handstand.
No, but it's like.
Your legs just like.
Yeah, but it's straight. It's like scorpion, but like put on a vertical axis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I was
obviously
just gonna,
doing it different.
I can't do it, but I'm inventing them. So yeah, I've unlocked handstand more so now, but it's more scorpion than it is straight leg. I find it harder to balance straight leg than I do scorpion. I didn't know I could do that because I hadn't trained it for so long because I was so like refocused back on powerlifting like Cali was completely out of the picture.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I was like, Agnesa was practicing. She's got a comp soon, and I was like, "Oh, can I try?" Why did you make that face?
So unprepared for it.
Oh, for the comp. Wait, which one is it? Oh, it's already happened.
No.
Oh, you're going to the. Oh, you're going.
I haven't been training.
Cut this out.
No, keep this in.
Because of exams. Like, genuinely.
Why are you shoving it out my mouth?
Because and like exams like took it over me completely.
Yeah.
So now I'm like I've got 3 weeks. Which
in 3
like
weeks. Is it reps or
create
statics or?
statics?
Oh, you'll be fine.
There's 4 people.
You're really.
She just needs the podium.
You can make it. You can make it.
I appreciate the
Easy, light work.
Yeah. Totally.
No
I feel like handstands are what people start with.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the coolest looking attainable skill.
100%.
And it like works like your whole body. It works like your except your
coolest looking attainable skill. Sorry.
What?
What?
You go, guys.
Are you reciting like
No, I'm making an anagram for it. Coolest looking attainable
Oh!
skill. Pass.
That was really cool. I like what you did there.
don't gas her up. Don't gas her up.
I'm so confused, but like, I get it now. We're just not. We're too slow.
Yeah.
Facts.
Or just like
Or normal. I'm just
moving
slightly
swiftly
autistic.
on. What was the question?
Oh no, I was just
We're talking about handstands. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, I was just saying that like handstands, they like work your
Full body.
full body almost, except legs. But I suppose if you're like really engaged,
Flexing your quad.
no, you can. You've got to like squeeze like your whole. You've got to engage your whole body for a handstand. Yeah.
This is true.
Okay. So we've got a bit of background about your story.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you were like obsessed from the get-go. Do you know why? No, that is a valid question.
No, it's a good question.
Was it the sport itself, or was it the fact that you were working towards something new?
Yeah. So initially it was insecurity, like I said with the chest thing, right? Like I really just wanted to get rid of it. Like we were traveling around the world to find like a cure, right? Or like something to fix it. And we literally couldn't find it anywhere. Like we went to London, we went to Dubai and like all these like different spots. And then finally we went to Singapore, right? And we were going for a holiday at the same time. And they like made a brace, like they did a whole like scan on my body, like MRI scan.
Yeah.
And they made a brace for me. And genuinely, like they said you have to wear it all the time. Like all day, every day basically. Or at least like 8 hours. So they said you had to wear it in school.
Right.
And I wouldn't wear it in school because it's like it's like a hard brace. So the second someone would like run into me or like touch me or whatever, right? Like they'd feel it. I remember I wore it for one day, one day, and then after that I was like, no, I can't do this. I cannot do this. So initially it was that, and like it was also like competitive as well, because it's like when we're going through adolescence, I was like a boy, and just everyone's like testosterone's going through the roof, and it's like, oh, we want to get bigger and stronger and everything. Exactly. So it was that. It was the insecurity, and then along that, it was when I joined the community, started going to these events. It's like it's all I knew basically. Especially when you go to uni, you're trying to find your friend group, right? You're trying to like meet people and everything. That's what that was to me. Right. Like obviously, I made people like friends with people in my course and everything, but I didn't want to just like hang out and like just go out all the time. It's like I actually wanted to like do something.
Yeah.
So that was what it was for me.
Okay. Was it? I mean, you were consistent at the start with your handstands and stuff. Yeah. Have you noticed periods of your life where you haven't been as consistent, and what sort of attributes to that?
You know what it is? It's like every time, not recently, but at the start, every summer holiday, every time I would go on holiday somewhere,
you'd fall off.
I would just fall off completely. Even though like you can do it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like the only thing I would actually do is handstands. Like I would just cut out everything else. Like I would not properly work out. I would not do push-ups because like summer, because my mom's a teacher, right? So she has a long holiday. Yeah. So we would always travel in summer for like 2-3 months, right? And it would always be somewhere hot. So I can't be able to work out. Like it's hot, I'm already sweating. It's like, I don't want to sweat more. So I'd always fall off for like years, like every summer, 3 or 4 years. And then it's hard to pick back up when you're back. It's easy to get back into routine. Like it takes a couple of weeks, right? But it was always those periods where it would just like go downhill.
Right.
Basically.
What's changed then? Because you said that it wasn't recent.
Yeah. So now I think of it more of as a philosophy, like just like moving your body. Because like every time I've noticed, right, every time I don't move my body or like just don't work out or like get any physical sort of exercise, like everything else falls off. Right. Everything else falls. And now I'm older, right? So I've got more responsibility. I've got like businesses I need to cater to, and I need to balance that with a job and then family and relationships and all of this sort of stuff. And every single time that my movement, like, or just physical like exercise has fallen off, like everything else crumbles down. So it's the way I see it now is like it is the foundation to everything. And even with my clients, because I work with a lot of business owners, right? And they never prioritize their body, and they always have the mindset of I haven't got time, right? But then you start to see it's true, it's just a priority thing, right? But then once they make time for it, like their life actually changes. Like I honestly believe movement is like the fastest way to change your life, like genuinely, and it should be at the forefront of everything you do.
Interesting. What advice would you give to someone who's not implementing movement right now to get started and to build that into their life?
A lot of people think they lack discipline, but like they actually just lack structure. Like they don't know what's going on in their life. Like they're just sort of free flowing. There's no structure to it.
Yeah.
So it's like find what your week actually looks like, and like find ways to fit this in and make it a priority. Because like there's always time. Like everyone knows there's time. Like everyone's tried before, but it's like finding a way to fit it in your lifestyle, I think, is the most important thing. And once you start to see the benefits, like you just want to do it, right? Yeah. And it just becomes automatic. It's just that initial like ramp up period, right? Where it's like you need to figure this out, and then it becomes easy. So
would you say that structure is what's kept you consistent then over these years, or has there been something else that's keeping you consistent?
So now the structure helps, right?
Yeah.
But also like with my life now, like it just sometimes just feels very chaotic, like all over the place. So I've given myself flexibility, but my main thing is knowing like what I can do, like not doing too much, like overdoing it. Because when I do and then I miss a workout, like I'll feel shitty, and then it would just be the spiral, like downward spiral of like, fuck, I've messed up. So like now my mentality is like, this is the forefront, like this is the most important thing, right? And it's like I have to fit it in. But obviously there's flexibility because I've got meetings now, I've got like to tend to clients, I've got family, got podcasts to do, you know? I'm joking. So it's like
you're not the
I mean I'm not, yeah. I mean this is the one podcast. But you know, it's the start. Exactly the best everywhere. One as well, you know. 100% the best one, absolutely. the munchkins, you know. Like,
It's our little fans.
little fans.
No offense, guys.
Little fans. Yeah. I forgot what the exact question
Yeah,
was.
sorry.
But
Just off that, do you feel like there was a moment or when you realised your mindset had shifted more towards like having it as your foundation rather than having it as something you're just doing? Did you see that change, or was it just something that was gradually
yeah,
onset?
100%. So initially, I feel like I just had a lot of self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I genuinely didn't think I was able to do any of this stuff. I feel like a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
But again, once you're around the right people and you start seeing it, it's like the whole thing was that you surround yourself with the people, you become the six, right?
Yeah.
The five people. So it was essentially that. And then, like I said before, every time I let it go, like genuinely everything would crumble, like everything, like family, business, just personal life, like emotional state, like everything would actually go downhill. So now it's more so for the emotional state and also just like it's upkeep for everything, you know? So that's the change. It's like it's been like this so many times, and now I understand like how to just keep it going, you know, keep it steady.
I suppose as well when you feel like you're putting in effort for yourself and feeling like better, then that does help you in other aspects of your life, like whatever you're doing.
I mean, yeah, your mental state comes a lot from like your physical well-being. It's like the same with like the food you eat, right? It's the same with exercise. Because if you eat like really crappy food, like junk food, you feel it because you just feel sluggish, you feel tired, exhausted. It's the same with moving your body, then it compounds that onto the mental effect.
Thanks for that, Rena.
You're welcome. Sound bite for you.
Sound bite.
Yeah. Never heard that.
Ooh, got salt here. This is salt, right?
Yeah.
This is salt.
ASMR.
I think she wants some Neutonic. This cat has tried to jump out the window like 6 times. Apparently he's had 2 attempts. I don't know if that should be in there. Oh my god.
Look, anything for the content, I think.
That's a clip. That's a clip.
Got another side.
He hates us.
We've made you involved.
By force.
Okay, what would you say then the biggest challenges have been so far in your whole journey?
In my whole journey. So initially it was easy, like I said, because when I was in university, like that was my social life.
Yeah.
Like we'd go out, we'd do like pancake days, and we would just do random shit like meet up. So that was everything I was doing. I think it was after that when I came out of uni, it's like, okay, I've got this job now, and it's like I'm trying to scale like and grow this community. And then it was like, okay, I wasn't making much income from it, so it's like, okay, now I need to start something else that can like support as well. Also because like my mum was going through some stuff, so I was like, okay, I need to like really help with this. So for the longest time it was actually just balance, like putting it all together. And even now, like it's something that I still struggle with, but like I feel like I've got a better understanding of it, because I think family, like that's one thing I always want to keep like upfront, but then that's the time that I give away the most. Or even just like social, like with friends and stuff. But I found it a lot easier now to like make that balance. But that's definitely the thing that I've struggled with the most.
Yeah. And I guess as well, I mean, uni is a pretty structured thing anyway. Like, you know what you have to do. You've got to go and like study or whatever. And then you've got your other activities. But when you come out of uni and you're like just thrown into life, I feel like it's pretty difficult to like navigate.
Especially with your training. No, because I used to train every day or like at least 6 days a week. And some days when like proper like full on training sessions, like it was just like a group thing, right? But like trying to keep up with that now is like very different. It's very different. So like, and it was like I was trying to keep that same routine of like going like 5-6 days a week. But it's like now I can't. Or I can, but it's like it's not the most productive, right? Or it doesn't make the most sense. But some of the times doing less is actually more. Like I'm doing less now and I'm actually making the most progress. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What advice would you give to someone going through? Okay. What advice would you give to someone going through that stage from like having so much time on their hands and having so much flexibility in their routine to then, you know, getting a job, getting into that structure, and having to sort of rewire your life when training is such a massive part of it.
I would say first thing is like you need to take a step back, because reassessing, finding out what works for you, like finding a way to fit into your lifestyle, making it enjoyable. And this is why goal setting is so important. Like especially with Cali, it's like what skills do you want to work towards, or like do you want to get bigger? Do you want to get stronger? Like what body part are you lacking? So I would say main thing is
what body part are you lacking?
Oh, that just sounds like, have you not got a leg or something? Like, what limbs are you like?
Yeah.
Making it enjoyable. Because like it's not all just about gym or Cali, right? You can do other stuff too. Like I play paddle, go badminton, swimming. It's like finding other things too to make it more manageable.
Yeah. And like, why would you do it if you don't enjoy it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just a pause. No, you're right. She's right.
Do you wanna leave?
No.
This needs to be clipped. This is so funny.
This is the type of stuff I clip, and then I can say,
yeah, because you always do me so dirty in the clips.
You do it to yourself, bro.
It's like the cats hissing at each other. Oh my god.
Alrighty. Spice it up. Have you ever compared yourself to others in the space?
Yes. No, you know what? With the Cali space,
getting so judged.
We're getting so many side eyes.
What was the question?
Lock in, guys. Lock in.
Let's do it.
Have you ever compared yourself to other people in the space?
Okay, one more time. Because I was just dying it. You got this.
Deep breaths.
Right.
Flip.
Stop.
Flip.
Meow.
Okay. Deep breath.
Yeah. Have you ever? Have you ever compared yourself to other people in the space?
Yes, I have initially, because, like I said before, when I first started, it was very like I didn't think deeply about it. Like I was just trying to like get skills, get stronger, look better. And when you have that level of thinking, it's like that's all you want, and you start seeing other people with it, and you're like, shit, like this is like I need this, and they're ahead of me, and it's like I'm weak, and the rest of it. Especially with the Cali space, I feel like there's a lot of people that like don't judge, but then once it gets competitive, like when you're in competition, it's very different, and it depends how seriously you're wanting to take it. Like if it's a friendly, it's like you don't think about it. Even with us in TCA, I'll be honest, like sometimes I see people and they're so like into it, and they get like hostile with other people, like, oh, don't count their reps, he messed up the form, and like it's fair, right? It's fair, but like just the attitude behind it is funny to see sometimes. But I feel like now that like I'm more detached, right? Because like I'm doing it as part of like my lifestyle, and it's like more of a philosophy. Like I don't compare myself as much, right? It's just sort of become like it's seamless in my life, right? It's just part of me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a good approach, I think. So I also think that like especially in calisthenics, like you always meet people who like are so much better than you, like always. And I feel like it's pretty hard not to compare yourself, but then if you think about like why you're doing this in the first place, it's like for you anyway, so
100%.
Be zen.
100%. I mean, you compete as well, right? Like, does that affect you?
Yeah, like I am very competitive. I feel like internally, I don't show it like externally, but like obviously, I did competitive gymnastics growing up, so I have like the need to do well. But then I try to like put it in perspective that the reason I started Cali was to like try and reconnect with some kind of sport, and like I'm not doing this. Thanks. I'm not doing this to like win competitions, but I sign up to competitions because it's kind of just fun, like it's vibes. And then like I don't know, I literally have done like 2 competitions, but still it's just I do it so that I have 3 but so I have something to like work towards and like goals, and then I'll just do it, and it's like because it's fun.
100%. Like, no, that's how it should be.
But obviously also you want to do well,
of
so
course.
then it's like a balance.
Absolutely.
This one's competitive.
This one's competitive. Oh, you're a powerlifter,
Yeah.
Tell them about your
I don't really do competitions for fun.
I do to win.
I'm very competitive, not only in like sport but in every aspect of my life. So when I do it to like, not necessarily to win, because I feel like it's sort of similar in Cali, where in powerlifting you go into the competition sort of knowing who's going to lift how much and how much you can actually lift. So it's more so performing the best that I can. It's not, I don't really do it for fun. Like, it's not a fun activity because I stress myself out over it. Not in like a stress way, but more like I need to be the best that I can. For then. But I mean, to me, that's enjoyable. Like, being competitive is enjoyable to me. So I guess it's an indirect for fun.
But then that's like, you're just competing against yourself, which is,
yeah,
right? Yeah, I know, I get that. Yeah, me too. But like, if I stress myself out too much over competitions, then I'm gonna demotivate myself from doing them anyway. I feel like, because I just like, if I get, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I feel like if I take a more relaxed approach, then I'm
100%.
more likely to sign up more and like actually enjoy the experience rather than just hate it because I'm like, oh, I'm so bad, or like, do you know what I mean?
I enjoy the process of competing. Like, I enjoy working as hard as I can for something. I think that's what I find enjoyable rather than the actual like competing part, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the actual process. I guess it depends on your goal as well, because like some people are trying to be the best athletes in the world. Yeah. So in that case, it's like, okay, obviously you're gonna like stress yourself out about it. You're gonna be training all day every day. Like, you're not gonna be taking your rest days, even though you know you should. So it depends on that. But like, personally, like at a point in my life, I wanted to be like a crazy strong athlete when I was in uni, but now I don't. So I'm also like just more detached from that.
Yeah, and I feel like once you do get detached, you start seeing progress more.
Exactly.
Which is so annoying.
No, exactly.
So it's like, how do I detach from like competing? Have you noticed, like, was there anything that got you more detached, or was it just process and like just growing as a person?
Yeah, I'd say growing as a person, because like just priorities changed and what I wanted in life changed. So like initially, like I said, when I was in uni, again, everyone around me was doing it, and that was like my entire life. So all I wanted to do was like be the best for myself, and I was stressing myself out about it. I was making really good progress, but now it's more so like I've got these responsibilities, and I would rather like be successful in other endeavors, right? Like, I'm not trying to be the best athlete in the world. Like, genuinely, I'm actually just trying to have like the biggest impact possible through like the community, through my work, through the things I do for other people. Like fulfilling for my family, like helping out and supporting them. So I would rather put more energy and time into that than like just doing it for myself.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually a really good segue. As you were talking about, you know, building the community and also competing, I think UCA, before rebranding, was Agnes's first competition, and obviously you're the founder creator of UCA.
Just thinking about Lord Farquaad.
Let us know if you rated that story, because I didn't.
Yeah, for those of you who saw I'll insert it. I don't know if there's a picture of it, but I'll recreate it on the screen. Yeah. So off topic. What inspired you, and how did a question? How did UCA come about?
Yeah, how did UCA come about? It's actually so funny because there was no intention for a UCA to exist, like, to begin with. Initially, it was in Brunel, calisthenics as a society was like developed. Like, we were one of the only sports clubs. Us, I think it was UCL, and that's it. Actually, it was just us and UCL. And because of that, like, we were getting funding and we were getting support and everything, but it only got so far. And we wanted more. We wanted like the same. You know how unis have Bucks leagues, right?
Yes.
Which is like the sports competitive league. All the sports had it: football, basketball, like rugby, but we didn't have it, and we wanted it. Or even just something where we could gather together and come together into uni, something, right? And we've done like mini meetups before, like I think once the year before, but there was nothing official. And when we spoke to the university, they were like, like calisthenics is not even a sport. Like it's not a governed sport officially. And we were trying for months and like ages. We were trying to convince them and everything. And then we were speaking to other people and it just wouldn't work. Like they would just block us. So it got to a point where we were like screw it, let's just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So what we did is we reached out to every single university in the country, like every single one that we could find, every calisthenics club, society, and we basically just made a big group chat. Like these things always start with group chats on Instagram, and then after a while we were like, okay, let's actually organize a meetup, right? And then we got the 5 like founding unis in like London and Exeter, and we just said, yeah, let's meet up at a random park in London, like Royal Oaks.
Was that the park that you did it at?
Yeah, it was Royal Oaks. That was the first ever. I think it was end of 2022 or 2021 or something like. No, it's 2022. And we were shocked because it was just a group chat, right?
Yeah.
With 5 unis, and we had like almost 100 people, and we were like, holy shit, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is great. Like there's so much demand. Like the demand, like everyone wanted it, but there was no one to like do it, right?
Yeah.
So then after that, like from that, we just got so many opportunities. Like we met a lot of people. Demi and Nick were like big in this space already, so like they had like connections and a good network. And then we started speaking to like Steel Warriors, and we got introduced to Dippo and the founder of Steel Warriors, I think Ben. And after that, we were like what we wanted initially was a competition.
Yeah.
So we organized a competition. We had no clue what we were doing, but we spoke to these people like Pez and Calisthenics and like all these others, and we put together some level of system, and we put it together. And I think that first year we had like 150 competitors. And
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And there was like 200-300 people in total like watching. And it was like the biggest thing that happened in Cali in the longest time, because like all the communities were dying out at that point because it just wasn't sustainable. And it was after that where we were like, holy shit, like we have something fucking huge, and we don't need any support, or like we don't need a third party to do this for us. Like we would actually just like govern it ourselves. So that's how it started. Yeah,
that's quite cool.
And it's funny because we were in the group chat, right, and no one was sort of taking lead. It was just like a loud group chat with just a lot of people. And I think Demi and Nick, like they just were proactive and took initiative. They made like a smaller group with me, him, Demi, Nick, Andrew, and me. And it's because no one was really taking initiative.
Right.
So they did that just out of their own.
So you got summoned into
No,
it.
literally, it's because we were the most active. Like we were trying to make things happen. And that's how we became the founders of UCA.
I feel like that's how it happens. Do you want to?
Like, I think it's the people who take initiative, though, isn't it? You need people to take initiative for something to actually start. And I feel like that's all I wanted to say.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like,
it's like if you want to do well in anything and like succeed in anything, it's like you need to take that initiative.
Yeah, you need to take action and actually like do something towards it. Because had you guys not been the most active members, then like you wouldn't have created such a impactful community.
100%.
It's getting a bit cringe.
Yeah. How did it get from like the first event to then you guys growing to be like the biggest calisthenics community? Like, how was that whole element of things?
So we just got a lot of positive reinforcement, like a lot of good feedback. After that first meetup, like that's all it was. It was a meetup. Like that was huge, and everyone's asking, when's the next one? What are we doing next? Blah blah blah. And then all the uni societies were like, okay, wait, we need a competition. So like, when are we doing that? So we did the competition, and then everyone loved it. So like back off that, we're like, okay, we need to just like do more. So we were doing it every like 3-4 months, like an event. And then like we had something big. We were like, okay, let's start an online community. Like let's get these people together and the rest of it. So we just kept trying stuff, to be honest. A lot of stuff didn't work, but like a lot of stuff worked, and we know what sort of worked now. And like every single year, the competition, like just back off that, like we just get like a lot of things just like happening, like a lot of opportunity, which is really good. And then it was like, this was our first like proof of concept, or like sort of thing that like validated us, is when we applied for funding, Go London, which is like this government sort of scheme, Mayor of London, London Sport, London Marathon, like all the biggest names in like sport, right? Like was the people that set it up. And we applied not thinking much of it, but I think someone said, I think Dippo sent it to us. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, apply, right? And it was this thing of over 100 businesses apply for, like, it's people in sport, young entrepreneurs in sport trying to like make a change or like a positive impact on society. And we applied for it. Like, we put everything together. We made a pitch deck. It looked really cool and fancy. We came up with a vision and mission. We were like, oh shit, wait, this is sick. This is so sick. And then yeah, we went for it. And the way it works is like it's an incubator sort of thing. So it's like 100 people apply. Of those, or 100 plus businesses, like separate businesses apply. Out of those, 20 get through. Out of those 20, you go through a process, and then 10 are like awarded with funding, which is 15k. So we went through it, and then we got selected for the 20. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when we applied, we like recorded the whole thing. Like, we clicked the button, and we were like, yo, like, imagine us like 3 months from now with like 15k in our pocket, and like we have all this support and everything. So we made it through the first round of 20. And then we got to the final 10. And then this was the day where it was like this Dragon's Den style sort of thing.
Right.
And it was really fucking cool because they invited us to London Stadium, or like
that's sick.
the one in like near, what is it called? The one in Stratford. And we literally had to do like some Dragon's Den style pitch. And they were like, the judges were crazy. It was like New Balance head of something and like all these like big people. And we pitched it. And it got to the point where, because we only have a certain like limited time, but the judges were fighting to ask questions, and like every other like initiative that went through, like they were asking, but they just weren't like bought in, and there wasn't like much passion. But with us, like the time ran out, and they were like fighting to ask more questions. So like it was really cool, and yeah, we were the first ones. Like we were number one, basically, out of like 100 plus, and out
Top
of the
1%.
No, literally, and out of the 10. Like all 10 were meant to get something, but only 2 did. So us and another brand, like on the day. Later on, I think they spoke to them later and gave a few more. But like we were the only like actual ones, along with like some other business. And that was the day we were like, holy fuck.
Yeah, like it can actually be something.
Exactly. And we've had like so many instances before. Like we met the Steel Warriors founder. He's like Forbes under 30 millionaire. Like he's doing really well for himself. And he comes up to us and he's like, yo, like you guys need to monitor, you need to do something with this. Like you've got like a big opportunity. And we were just like, nah, this guy's just chatting. Like, like we're just doing this like for fun, you know, like we're doing it for the community, and like it still is, right? But we just had so many people telling us like, do something with this.
Yeah. And you rebranded recently.
Yes.
What was that like? How was that? Why did that come about? What was the reasonings?
The rebrand was such a long ass process. Oh my god, like coming up with the name, and then oh my god. So with that, like we were always like just university, right? University Calisthenics Academy. And what we noticed is that sort of like we bottled ourselves in, and we wanted to like go wider, go bigger. Like we always had a younger audience reaching out to us, or an older audience reaching out to us. And we were like, okay, we need to like expand the addressable market as well, like from a business standpoint. And also from a brand standpoint, because it makes more sense, right? So that was the thought process behind it. So now we're just like under 25s. Like those are the people that we like cater to. But like in terms of the actual rebrand, it took ages because we went through so many iterations of like logos and like different graphics designers, and then also the name. Like the name was so long because we had like a list of what we wanted, and like the second we would like, okay, this is a really fucking cool name, we find out the domain is taken, or the Instagram is taken, or something's taken, or it's like a limited company like that's like online. So that took months. That took so long, which is annoying because you know that video we made after the competition, it was like our brand story. That was for our rebrand, right? Like that was filmed and ready to go. And we knew the longer we delayed it, like it just wouldn't be as like hype sort of, but like naturally it had to. So yeah, the main reason we rebranded is just to like focus on like a wider market sort of thing, and also the messaging behind what we do and the rest of it.
Yeah. How has it been from like training purely for yourself to like having so many people like in front of you as a community?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely changed my mindset. Like I said, initially when I was training, it was for my own like selfish reasons, or like out of insecurity and the rest of it. But now it's more so like becoming stronger, better, like a better leader and the rest of it, so I can serve others better. whether that's like family or like business or staff or like the community. Like I'm not trying to be the best athlete in the world. Like genuinely, like I used to want to be, but now it's more so like I just want to have the biggest impact. Like I want to actually serve these guys the most. Like pull off the biggest events, the best events. Like doing it different as well, coming up with new ideas. Also for my clients, because a lot of my clients, they're like much higher level in terms of like where they're at. Like they've got businesses that are like making like 6 figures a month, and it's like they're trying to like figure stuff out, and they're all young as well. They're like all 25 and below, so they're doing really well. So it's also like figuring out like how can I do this for them, right, and how can I improve their life, sort of thing.
What have you learned through coaching as well, because you coach? So through those clients, what have you learned even about yourself and like tailoring to other people and what other people struggle with most?
To be honest, like I would say it's actually it's all a mental game. Like that's all it is. It's like a lot of people think like, okay, physical transformation, like looking good, but it actually is a full-on like identity transformation. Like that's where it starts, right? Like if you read any like habit book or any like self-development book, like it always starts with you and like becoming the person you need to be, and then like going for the goal. Like you don't set the goal first. It's like how do you actually change who you are as a person, and then the goal like naturally comes. It's like this level of like manifestation where it's like become and then like just naturally like you get to your goal. Exactly. So I think it's understanding that and actually like reinforcing and implementing that into people's lives, like actually creating a process behind it. Because a lot of people just get lost in like the work or the action, or it's like, oh, I need to do this stuff, right? But then they forget why they're doing it, or like what they actually need to do, like what's important. So it's like holding them accountable to all of those things. That's the most important thing, is the accountability, and just making sure they're on track and mentally they're doing well too. So yeah.
Interesting.
The cat is like on the ledge right now, on the window, and there we go. No third attempts.
I actually had a question.
Oh, okay.
It's like shut them.
No, you were speaking about like getting people to realize the process to that.
Yeah.
Can you talk a bit more about the actual process? And like what steps people can take away from this?
100%. So I've actually sort of made my own process like that. I'm actually like drawing out right now.
You don't need to say copyright.
No, it's fine. Like honestly, you have it. Like take it. But like I said, my clients, genuinely, like I've learned so much from them because I work with a lot of these business people. What I've noticed is, like I said, when they take their health seriously or fitness seriously, like everything levels up. Like every person I've worked with, like they've gone from like making 5K to like 20K, or like 3K to like 25K. Like everything else aligns. So like it sort of initially happened like just naturally. Like I wasn't trying to do anything, but now I'm literally like reverse engineering. Like what actually? How did this happen, right? And like the first thing I would say again is like always just start with movement. Like that's the most important thing. Is like take that action first. Like that is genuinely the most important thing, right? If there's anything you take from it, is like movement is like the fastest way to change your life, genuinely. So that is the first thing, and like finding a way to fit it in. And then it's obviously like setting the goals, right? Understanding like what your goals are, but then also understanding where do they come from, right? Because like through reverse engineering this process, what I've noticed is a lot of people have like subconscious blocks. Like the reason they don't do things, like there's always a deeper reason behind it. So it's also finding out what those reasons are. And I'm actually like switching up my offer to like advise on those sort of things. Because like what I've noticed, whether they like stop like doing well in their business or their fitness, is that they've reached like this sort of ceiling, and that ceiling is there for a reason, and most of the times it's like through like past or like childhood trauma or something along those lines. So it's like understanding like what are those blocks in your life, like really getting deep into it, like asking why like multiple times, and like finding out what are your like negative patterns. Because a lot of the times, like I'm sure everyone's experienced this, where it's like you've got this goal, right, and you're working towards it, but then you'll have like a shit day, or you'll do something that you know you shouldn't be doing, but you do it anyways, and you sort of feel like you're out of control, right, and everything is like going to shit. Like those patterns, like happen for a reason. Like they're not just like natural. Like they happen for a very good reason. And most of the time it's to satisfy like an emotion or a craving. But it's like you need to understand, why is that emotion there? Like, why are you doing these things? Like there's always a reason behind everything.
It's very interesting.
I'm just getting a lot of into the like, like the mental stuff.
No, I think I agree though.
It is the most important thing.
Like, there's a reason for the way humans behave.
No.
Eating the plant.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, that's very
Your brain is
interesting.
the most powerful thing there is.
That was
Oh,
the
it's
most
true.
random
No,
ad
it's
lib.
true.
No, because that's what.
No, it's true.
So we're kind of moving on to like how you balance now everything. Like, yeah, I mean, you're working a 9 to 5, and you're like developing, like you're coaching and developing like businesses. So how do you balance that all, and your training as well?
So I found a good balance in my training, because like again, initially I was trying to do the same thing that I was doing in uni. So again, training was the most important thing. So finding like how many days can I do this and how can I make this enjoyable. Before I was just like trying to go all out, burning out, right? Like working 24/7. There was definitely a period where I lost like a lot of like mental sanity because I was like trying to figure it out, and like I was actually just like burning myself out, like staying up till like 2-3 a.m, not sleeping, or sleeping for like 3-4 hours, and just like like I said, everything like went to shit so many times. So understanding like, okay, what can I fit in, and like how can I fit this in and make it a priority. So now training looks like it's 4 days a week, push pull legs upper. So that is easily doable. And then on my other days, like I've got one full rest day. Other days are sort of active rest. So it's either cardio in the form of like an activity, because that's another thing, is like finding what you enjoy. Because I tried running, I tried all these things, and I could do it. Like there's times where it's like I just want to go for a run, but then generally, like if I want to keep it sustainable, which is the most important thing, is sustainability. It's like, what can you do? So like I'll play paddle, badminton, the rest of it. With 9 to 5, I'm quite lucky because I work in tech, so I work from home quite a lot too. So I work 3 days in the office, and intentionally I just get everything done in those 3 days, like as much as I can. Because a lot of people when they work from home, I'll be real, they're just not working. Like no one's actually, like I just know too many people are just chilling doing nothing, right? So I've got 2 days dedicated more towards like what I want to do. Obviously I still get my work done, but those are focused like purely on the business. And then I've got like my calendar's packed out. If I show you my calendar
I'm scared.
and you see it, like it's literally like so like autistic. No, it actually is just like color block. I don't like follow it all the time like fully, but I've got time for my clients. I've got time where okay, I can see family or like go out. Like Saturday and Sundays, like I still work most of the time on Saturdays, but Sundays are normally the days where it's like okay, I need to just like mental like realign myself. So yeah, that's what it looks like now. It's a lot of things, but
So
we
very
make it work.
scheduled.
You know, it's like very scheduled, but it's very flexible at the same
Yeah.
time.
I think that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah. And like I just understand what I need to get done. Like I always have a to-do list. Always have a to-do list. All the time. Like especially for my like work. Like that's basically the only thing. For my business is like I've got a to-do list all the time, but I just like over time just like get everything done. So yeah.
Anything to add?
Yeah, how are you guys?
I mean, no, I completely agree on the structure, because I feel like without knowing what you need to get done in the day, you're going to get nothing done. And having also, it's the whole like ticking stuff off your to-do list gives you that positive reinforcement that you spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, what made you want to start a business as well alongside, you know, TCA, your job, training, like on top of all of that?
So with the coaching business, it's actually doing quite well now as well. But like initially I was doing my job. Like I knew deep down I didn't want to just like do a tech job. Like I was not aligned to it. It was in university where I discovered like I want to go full time in Cali. Initially it was as an athlete, but then when the community started and I saw the impact and I saw like so many people telling me stories about how it's changed their lives. Like there's certain individuals where like if I didn't have this, I don't know where I would be. Like genuinely, like some guys were like actually like suicidal. And they've told me like this has actually not just changed my life but saved my life. So like after hearing those things, it's like fucking hell, like this can actually like do a lot for people. Like I want to open this up to the world. Like I want everyone to like experience this as much as possible. And my block was, first of all, there's 4 founders. There was 5 at one point, like a part of the team. It's like everything goes splits 5 ways, right? And then our target audience is like students, right? So they've not got the most money. So like we've had to restructure the entire model of like the business structure. But like I was just so like, I just had this thing in me. I was like, I need to go like all in. Like, I want to go full time in Cali, right? And for the longest time, I had a lot of people tell me like, oh, like don't be a coach, or like don't put out tutorial videos. Like it's not the way. Blah blah blah.
Haters.
No, literally. And like for the longest time, it got to me, right? Because I had such a big fear of judgment. Even like when I initially started my page, like it took me so long to start my page, because I come from like a Muslim strict traditional household. Like they're not super strict, like they're very like open, and like obviously we're born here, right? So like more so westernized, but like that judgment is still a big thing in our like sort of culture and like family. So for me, it was a big thing, because it's like if I'm doing this, like I'd probably have to show my body a little bit, right? And that was like a big thing for me, because I was always like more reserved and conservative. So that was a big thing. But then again, once everyone is doing it, like it just becomes normalized to you. But the main reason I wanted to start the coaching, to get back to that, is like I was so passionate about it, and I genuinely saw the impact and everything. And I knew like long term TCA, that's like the big picture, big vision, big mission. Like that's the thing that can like retire me, or like I can make the biggest impact possible, right? But like in the short term, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make like as much money from this to make it sustainable and to make it my life, right? So that's when I got into the coaching, and I invested into programs before and like things before. But I invested into my first proper mentor, and it was my first like big like payment. I was like, holy fuck, like there's a lot of money. Like, I can't afford this. But I was like, shit. Yeah. And then it was after that, it was actually May of last year. So it's literally been like almost a full year. And I was like, okay, I need to make this my life and go all in. And yeah, it's been doing really well since. So yeah.
What actually like flipped the switch? Because I mean, you were doing it from May, and like what made you invest in yourself? What made you actually take action? Because I feel like a lot of people have massive dreams, they want to make such a massive impact, but they don't actually implement it, or they don't go through with it. So what switched in your mind, or what was it that drew you forward?
I feel like generally, like a lot of people in fitness, like because we're like always working out, like our mentalities are locked in. Like everyone, and this is what I love about this space, everyone is super driven. Everyone wants to do something. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to start something. Like everyone's got that ambition. But I feel like what a lot of people lack is direction. Like they don't know actually like what it is they actually want to do, or like which path to go down. Especially with social media, like you're always being advertised to. There's this option, like get into sales, get into UGC, get into like coaching, get into info, get into this, get into that, like trading. There are just so many options, and people get lost in that, or they don't know what they're good at. And like I genuinely took a step back, and I was thinking, okay, like what are all the things that I'm actually good at? Like what can I do? And it was in my face the whole time. It's like, okay, I do Cali, like I do this shit every day, right? And I got so fed up being stuck in a job that I knew I wasn't going to like make my life. And because I was getting all this like positive reinforcement from like the community and everything, and like I've spoken to like crazy people that I was like, fucking hell, like I didn't even think I would ever speak to these people. So I was getting all of this, but I just felt like stuck. So I was like, okay, I need to like fucking start something.
Yeah.
You could cut out the swear words. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I need to do something that can allow me to like go all in on this, because like I'm so passionate about it. And like that's when I had the direction. I was like, okay, I just need to go down this path and just figure it out.
Interesting. Do you have any advice for anyone who's sort of lost, or like understanding what direction they want to go in? Because like you said, there's so many things out there. Feel like there's something new every day. Any advice?
Honestly, what I would say is like this online money world, like this is the new world we live in. Like you need to get into this space. Like there's so many people making crazy bread. Like a lot of people see these things and they think it's fake, and there is a lot of fake people out there, and it's like marketing stunts and the rest of it. But there's a lot of growth as a person as well. That's what I love about it, because I feel like initially, like self-development, when you want to get into it, it's like you go to the gym, right? and this is where you build your body, you build your mental, you build all of this stuff. But now you've got that discipline, right? So it's like, where do you take it next? And this is like the next layer for me. It's like if you peel an onion, it's like you're going through the layers, right? No, literally. And then this is the next layer, because you learn so much about yourself. Because like your success and your business and like everything you do is actually just a reflection of you.
Yeah.
Especially when you first start, because you're the only person on the team, right? You don't have a team to delegate to do the work for you. So it's like it actually is all on you. So for a person starting, I would understand like, what is it in your personality that, like, what are your strengths just generally, right? So like if you're good at talking, right? If you're good at like conversation and like you're an outgoing person, like get into sales. And like you're gonna have to definitely make investments into yourself, and like you're gonna fail a lot of times. Like I think I invested like probably like 3K before I actually found something that worked, right? And that was like I've invested over like 10K into myself. So like it's like you need to invest into yourself. That's like a big thing. But you also need to understand that like you're gonna fuck up like a lot, and you're not gonna know what you're doing. But then once you understand yourself better, it's like, and you weigh out your options, like put all the options out in front of you, understand yourself, and it's like, okay, if I have a skill set, right, then I could probably like do something that aligns with that.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, it's been very like,
you've been
thought.
so zen in the last 15 minutes.
No, I've
it's been just meditating.
It's been very thought provoking. I've just been like thinking. It's very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Reflective question then. If you were to go back,
I'm
actually gonna start crying in a sec.
Yeah.
If you were to go back, is there anything you'd do differently?
No, that was so
No, that was good. That was, bro, this girl just smiling, like looking at me. Like I can tell she's holding in her laughter. She's like, oh, face is red. Anyways,
Just
if I was
answer
to
the
go
question.
back,
One of those should be
if I was to
fine.
go back, yes. One, I would 100%. I would start as early as possible. I would start as early as possible, because the only way you get that direction that I spoke about earlier is through like doing stuff, right, and experiencing stuff and trying stuff out. Throw yourself in the deep end. Just speak to as many people as possible. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions. And if you are wanting to be like successful in anything, like truly understand why you want to. Because when you externalize everything, like I've had so many big goals that I've set for myself, and it was the point where it's like I achieved it all, right? Like, I've got the community, I've got a business that's doing really well. I hit like a record month the other month, and I was like I felt good for a second, but like it actually gets so deep. Like it gets so deep because I felt so like empty inside, and it was this really weird like not midlife crisis, but sort of. No, literally, like, yeah, quarter life crisis of like, what the like now what? Like the fuck do I do now? And I think that like there was just no satisfaction, there was no fulfillment, and it's because I've just been pushing myself so hard to like reach all these goals, and I set these high standards for myself. But then once you reach them, like if you don't know why you're actually trying to go like get there, like you actually just feel nothing, and it fucks you up.
Yeah.
It fucks you up big time. Like it's good, not to say you shouldn't have like high goals for yourself and high standards, but it's like truly understanding again where it comes from. The same thing I was saying earlier, because when you don't and you reach those points, like it just fucks up the rest of it, like moving forward, because again, like you hit ceilings and you hit blocks and you get into like negative patterns, and like things start going wrong and you feel out of control and you just feel shit about yourself, right? And it messes up your self-esteem. Fuck no, it's getting deep. But yeah, honestly, it's like understanding why you're doing all these things, and a lot of the times it comes from like insecurity, but like really delving deep into that, because then you know why you want to get to like your goals and like the deeper meaning behind it. So once you do, like you just feel like you actually feel fulfilled and happy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Secret to happiness, right there.
No, literally.
So philosophical.
So philosophical.
Okay. Trying to do the end.
Munchkins.
Well, I mean, like any last remarks from anyone?
I don't have any. It's very insightful, very thoughtful.
Yes, very, very thought provoking.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate
Might
it.
edit some like thought bubbles coming out.
Okay.
No, this was good.
Funny
This
guys.
was good. Thanks, guys. I loved it. I loved it. Best
You
podcast
got-
I've ever
Oh,
done.
we're getting cut.
Yeah.
Oh!
There we go.
Okay.
We got fans.
Say bye,
Okay.
Munchkins.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, we hope you were as thought-provoked as we were.
Yes.
We hope that you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, and we're back to weekly episodes now, so we'll see you next Wednesday. Any last thoughts?
Come to the Cali Academy events. You'll
Yeah,
see me there.
facts.
Yes.